Yo, what's going on, man? Get back around 3 times. Hey, how you doing? Get back around 3 times, you know what I'm saying? Active. I'm just looking at this 60 frames per second shit. Shit look beautiful. But it's that new iPhone shit. And y'all can't say, oh nigga, you know, you just bought that shit. Who cares, nigga? We all got phones. That's nice, my nigga. This shit was a nice little hand-me-down. The nigga ain't want the phone no more. I got it. I don't want to hear that shit. It's a free come up. I'm running off 2 shits. Got the OG right here. Crack screen and all. I don't even care, my nigga. That shows my work ethic. 2 phones and a laptop, my nigga. That's all I'm coming out on. But anyways, I know y'all niggas don't care all about that. Y'all clicked on the video for the topic, right? So here I go. Why do fighting games stories suck? You know, suck ass, garbage, dumpster fire. You know, like, this is not a case where this was like always a thing. This just started recently being a case because fighting games back in the day actually had some pretty good stories. You know what I'm saying? You had the Mortal Kombat Deception Conquest. That, my nigga, that story was rich. You had the Armageddon Conquest was rich too. You know, niggas is just complaining about it because they ain't like the main character. But let's be honest, he better than the new characters they trying to introduce in Mortal Kombat now. I don't give a fuck about no Chronica. You don't. You know what I'm saying? They ruining characters that y'all like, Sindel and shit. You know what I'm saying? These niggas. But, you know, that's just one example. Then you have Tekken, you know. Tekken story, and I'm gonna just be honest. Me personally, I never really been fond of Tekken story since the beginning. It's not that it's a bad story. It's just the fact that it seems more like it's like Tom and Jerry-esque. Like it seems more like a running gag. Like you know, the whole Mishima family, you know, I kill him and then the son come back and kill me and then the grandson come to take it over and then yada yada yada. It's just going back and forth. I care more about the side characters than I do about Jin, Heihachi, and Kazuya, because they had the same shit that's been going. They just doing the same shit since they've been doing the same thing since the first game. So I don't really care, my nigga. It's just about who's gonna take over the Mishima Corporation or whatever. That's cool and all, and it's just stale because you never know. I mean, you know for a fact that it's never gonna be no nigga like you Horeng or whatever. One of them clowns is not gonna take over the company. You know what's gonna be one of the top tiers. Like you know Paul not gonna be a factor in that shit. So you watching to see what they doing more because you really don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as Tekken 7 hit and they brought in crossover characters, turning this into some fan fiction nonsense, I was like, you know what? For sure, this story is down the drain, my nigga. You know, the first game you finally introduced Kazuya's wife, you know what I'm saying? Turned her into a gimmick, you know, not Kazuya, I'm tripping. Heihachi's wife turned her into a gimmick, what's her name? Kazumi or whatever the fuck her name was. She was a gimmick. And then so you ruin her. You ruin Heihachi by having this nigga lose to a fucking crossover character in his own universe, having him lose to Akuma. You know what I'm saying? You ruin Heihachi and OG. At this point I don't even care about Tekken story. Tekken story was, as soon as you got the premise, season 1, what it was already some nonsense. Some niggas just already played the shit for the multiplayer. Tekken, you know, it was already, to me anyway, it was already mediocre, like story-wise. It was already mediocre. Only a select few I cared about in the game. And all the characters that had potential, they ruined. What's her name? Asuka ruined. You know, have her just having this nonsense copycat rivalry with Lily. That's just a complete copycat rivalry of Karen and Sakura from Street Fighter. It's just no development in it, so it's just for no reason. You ruin any potential she had as a Kazuma. You know, just ruin story. I don't care. It's just watered down potential for, like, that's all Tekken amounted to being. Ruined watered down mess. I'm actually about to go on a walk. This neighborhood quiet as shit, and I liked it. It made me feel weird. It's like I'm the only nigga talking in this motherfucker. But anyways, yeah, so that was a mess. And then you move on to Street Fighter. Street Fighter ain't all that interesting either. Street Fighter has had books, comic books, movies, all this shit to try to expand the universe. But to me, Street Fighter is just too much of a like incoherent mess to keep up with. Like, it's too much shit going on for me to try to keep up with a Street Fighter story. Like, you know, the only really Street Fighter story that I could really understand and grasp in my head was the first game, the game that no one really cares about. That's the only one that as soon as 2 hit, my nigga, and because you know after 2 hit, all the comics and shit started just flooding into the lore, and after that shit, I really stopped thinking about the story in Street Fighter. Like, I just didn't even care at that point, you know. You know, the first game you had Ryu and Ken training, and they traveling the world, fighting in the tournaments and shit, and then Ryu fights who was the boss in that shit? The bald dude with the eye patch. What the Sagat or whatever the fucking nigga name is. And then he scarred him at the end. He first he lost the fight against Sagat, and some dark energy just developed into him, and then he just ended up hurting that nigga. And that's how Sagat had the scar on his chest. That's the only that shit beats anything with M. Bison. That shit beats anything after that, my nigga. Like, that shit was down to earth, simple, easy to understand about the story. Cool. After that shit, it's just flooded with mess. So I don't even care at that point. But yeah, all that's to say, man, that fighting games, I guess it's not really focused on story like that. So we really shouldn't be surprised that the stories don't end up being jack in the long run of things. But the story in fighting games, for the most part, especially recently, have all been disappointments, and that's a damn shame, because I feel like in games, you can't just have one. What happened to old school games where you had multiple attraction modes? Like, you have multiple things to do. When I'm popping in a game, I don't want to just look forward to doing one thing, my nigga. That's why I stopped getting into Call of Duty like that, because nigga, everybody finishes the story mode in the old Call of Duties before you move on to multiplayer, my nigga. That's what I did. I thought that's what everybody did. When they took away story mode and when they stopped focusing on that shit, it became a watered down, like, a multiplayer mess. And now it's really Battlefield, at least on the Sledgehammer side of things. It's just a Battlefield ripoff. Like, why? Stop taking away these attraction modes. Stop taking away multiple modes, my nigga. Stop. Especially in fighting games. Stop doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everyone plays competitively. Most niggas get online to fake play competitively. Even if they not going into tournaments and shit like that, they still play their hearts out. You know, sweat all in their chair. You know what I'm saying? Smelling musty and shit. You know what I'm saying? Playing with game pads and going the extra mile. Just to appear like they something online when they really not. Because they don't play none of these tournaments. They just look good on the leaderboards. Not everybody's trying to do that, though. You got casuals. You know what I'm saying? And the casuals can't even have fun online because of these sweaty ass trials, man. Like, and that's all they have to look forward to on these games, because the story modes is trash because of y'all. Y'all don't care about the story modes no more. And your fighting games, you know, no extra features, no nothing to do. But this was mainly about the story modes, my nigga. But I just had to go on that road. But yeah, the story, I like stories. I play games for stories most of the time, unless I'm just trying to like relax my head or something. But my nigga, I like to have my eyes water up and you know what I'm saying, feel a certain thing in my chest. I like that shit. Y'all niggas can't provide me with that feeling no more, my nigga. These games is written so weakly. And even if it was humorous or whatever, because that's all people know how to do when they writing a story. Don't even get me started on Dead or Alive story. Y'all notice I haven't talked about that shit. That shit is trash. I just have to slick that in right quick. That shit is garbage. But even if y'all do write stories, y'all don't focus on nothing but humor, and then the humor be so fucking forced. Y'all so busy trying to garner a laugh, just not even a laugh, my nigga, just a slight chuckle. These niggas can't even garner that shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't even get a slight chuckle out of a nigga. And a chuckle was, for the most part, even if I do laugh, it's not because it was a funny joke. It's because it was so bad, my nigga. I'm sitting over here looking at this shit like, okay, that's cool and all, but when are you gonna make me feel a little bit for this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not really a fighting game. It's more RPG. But that's like when I was playing Like a Dragon Yakuza. Like, I'm sitting over here. It's cool. You trying to get a laugh out of a nigga. But the Yakuza is known to like be like heavily driven, story based and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Making a nigga feel. You know what I'm saying? If I already don't like this turn-based crap, you can at least make me feel in your game, my nigga. Make me feel like playing this shit more with your story mode. But they couldn't even do that. I gave the game a benefit of the doubt. You know, you had all these fucking nut garglers on Reddit and shit. You know what I'm saying? Dread it, because every time you go on that bitch, you just dread. You know what I'm saying? You had all the nut garglers on there talking about some... Oh, my... You had on... They was all on there talking about some... Oh, yeah, oh, man, just give the game a try, man. Y'all always like to down the new thing before y'all even give it a try, man. Oh, yeah, like these niggas don't do the same thing, but okay. Yeah, so I went over ahead and did it. Shit was ass, my nigga. These niggas so busy trying to get me to laugh, my nigga. I don't want to laugh right now. What if I don't want to laugh? You know what I'm saying? I can't think of any other time in that series they did that shit, but that's regardless of the point. The fact of the matter is, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop thinking fans don't care about your stories. You know what I'm saying? Dead or Alive, you cool. Dead or Alive is cool. You cool. You cool doing what you doing. I don't know if y'all making another game, but don't make another story. Don't. Your shit is trash. I'm just being real. If you know your story is trash, don't even bother with another one. Like, I'm worried though. That's what Tekken might do. Like Tekken might end up like Tekken. I don't, like I said in the beginning, I don't really care about Tekken, but Tekken might end up being like one of them story shits where you could just, it's gonna be one of them games where it's just gonna have crossover characters in their games. You're gonna see Mega Man and Tekken soon. Watch. You gonna see Capcom crossovers and shit, Resident Evil characters in Tekken. This shit gonna be a nonsense. You gonna see Leon in Tekken. You gonna see, and not only you gonna see him in there, you gonna see him a part of the main story too. Them niggas gonna be main attractions. Watch. Mark my words. And don't get mad if they actually do that shit and you gonna come back to this video. It's your fault these niggas did this shit. Ah. Get mad at that dumb nigga Harada for this shit. Cause he the one that wanna do that. Real talk. Real fucking talk. Hold on, I gotta fucking unlock this door. But yeah, G, like, it's still cold in here. Yeah, like I was saying, like, that's all I really had to say. I care about the story, and there's a bunch of other people that care about stories. Mortal Kombat specifically, and they really, actually, no, man, I take that back. Ever since they did that whole alternate timeline thing, Mortal Kombat story's been dead in the water, like, for real. You could have got away with that in 9 because it was like a recap of 1, 2, 3. Those are good Mortal Kombat. You can't get away with it now, like, because those games is over with. You had X, you did Mortal Kombat 4 and X. What you gonna do, the Daily Alliance the next game? No, because you introduced Chronica. So I don't even care, my nigga. Like, maybe they've been building up to this. They thought that shit, that whole coming from the past shit was cool, meeting with the future, but no, it wasn't. But yeah, man, fighting games, I mean, stories and fighting games is usually whack, man. If anybody could tell me a fighting game with a good story, maybe Soul Calibur got something, but I don't really know. I don't really, mess with the franchise like that, so I don't really know. But maybe some other franchise, some other franchise fighter has a good story. Y'all let me know in the comments if I missed something. If y'all could disprove any of my points or for any of the examples I used in this video, let me know. And I'm going to catch y'all niggas later next time, man. Get back Raw 3 times, Risky, Active, Blurry 2K game, man, all that good shit, man. I'm out. Peace.